Wild boar fever is raging once again, and we have joined a party of experienced hunters in order to have new and grandiose hunting adventures in Romania, which is harboring some of the largest and most impressive wild boars in the world. In addition, the population here is larger than ever, like in most of Europe. Accordingly, there are few places in the world where the chances of having your wild boar fever cured are better than here. And no medicine is better to remove your wild boar fever than bagging a huge Romanian Kyler with a well-placed shot. Our party consists of very experienced and skilled hunters only, and several of them have hunted here in Romania earlier. Let us introduce Jean Freyeisen from France.
Fantastic.
Jens Kjær Knudsen from Denmark.
Jetzt kommt der Schwarzwildfieber wieder auf.
Jochen Mass from Germany.
Yes, finally.
Oscar Önnemyr from Sweden. And Franz-Albrecht Oettingen-Spielberg from Germany. All hunters are looking forward to a series of wonderful drives at some of the best wild boar terrains in the world. Wild boars can be very dangerous. Their tusks in the lower jaw are a formidable weapon. It can be dangerous to get in the way of an aggressive wild boar. If this Kyler spots the man here, it goes directly for him. Wild boar hunting is always challenging and unpredictable, and it takes not only skills and experiences, but also the ability to make split-second decisions before shooting or not. The hunters have chosen to use ammunition of the American brand Hornady, with the lead-free GMX bullets or the Interbond type of bullet. Both GMX and Interbond bullets are well suited for the tough wild boars, as they have a controlled expansion and high weight retention, and accordingly combine a large wound channel with an exit wound. We're now ready for the introduction for the day made by Adrian Titutau, who is managing the organization of the hunts.
Good morning and welcome again in Bacău area. I'm glad to make another good hunt. We mark the line with the hunters, the tree mark with the big red lines. It's in between their two lines. It's forbidden to shoot. You have enough space to shoot in front and the back. It's possible to shoot wild boar. I prefer, if it's possible, don't shoot in the females. It's possible to shoot foxes if you want it. I hope to make a good hunt today. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Nikușor, Mr. Freyeisen. Sorry.
Every hunter is introduced to their guide from the district. He will assist everyone to find the proper posting and point out the safe directions to shoot in. In addition, he will help watching for incoming boars and pointing out to the hunter which animal to shoot. Franz-Albrecht is so experienced that he does not need much help. At the post, he gets ready for the drive. First, he pulls out the reflective and signal-colored straps that are stitched to the sleeve pockets and wrap them around his upper arms. For safety reasons, it's always a good thing to be very visible on a driven hunt, and in many countries, it is mandatory for hunters to wear signal colors. Wearing good hearing protection will amplify the sound from the surroundings and dampen the report of the gun is a great advantage. Not only will it protect your hearing, it will also make it easier to hear game approaching. In order not to waste any chances to shoot, it's an advantage to bring more than one magazine for your rifle. There is a dense population of game in this district, and the wild boars will often arrive in large sounders where you might have the chance to shoot more than one animal. Here it is obviously important to have easy access to fresh ammunition. Extra ammunition is easy to grab when it is held in place by an elastic band sewn into the pocket of your jacket. It is also a good thing to have a strap that will hold the pocket open in order to give you easy access to the inside when in a hurry. The extra magazine is placed in the pocket at the same side as the hand you use to remove and insert it with. In this way, it'll only take a brief moment to exchange the magazine with a fully loaded one. After this, there is ample time to refill the partly emptied one while still being able to look for arriving game. In bright sunshine, it is necessary with a greater intensity of light from the red dot in the Aimpoint sight than on a gray day like this. Too high intensity can be problematic when there is less light surrounding the dot, and Franz-Albrecht adjusts the light intensity to the present conditions.
First day of the season. I've not shot a boar all year. We have perfect weather conditions. The leaves have come down. We have minus degrees in at night. Now it's about plus minus 0. It's a very good year for boar. We had a mild winter, so there seems to be a lot of frischling, and it's time to take the yearly harvest on these driven days, which are the most efficient way to cut the numbers down to what they're supposed to be. So we're going for frischling, Überläufer, and big old Keilers. We're not hunting females here in Romania. My goal is safety first. I know where my neighbors are. I know that the beaters are all wearing vests, and I know that there are dogs in the drive. Second, I'm trying to shoot the animal in a way that I inflict the least amount of pain possible. I want the animal to be killed instantly. So that is my main goal. I really want to take shots that I know I can take. I'm not going to take risks. And I'm going to try and place the shots in a way that I really feel like the animal did not hear the shot. So this is my main goal always. But I try to remind myself, especially at the beginning of the season.
Over at Jean's post, there is a lot of action, but he refrains from shooting as the dogs are too close to the boar. As Jean hears another animal approaching, he turns around and spots a boar coming. Unfortunately, the animal notices his movement and disappears in a direction where Jean cannot shoot.
So, let's see what happens. We have a beautiful open stand. We'll be able to see the boar coming from quite far away. And hopefully they will enter up the valley in front of us. I cannot really shoot to my right or left because we have the neighboring line, and even though I can't see them, I'm not going to shoot in those directions. For example, here on my left, you can see a red mark that indicates where my neighbor Jochen is, and on the other side above the hill, below the hill, I have Michael, so I'm not going to be shooting in that direction at all. Behind me, I have an open horizon, which means that I do not have a back stop for the bullet, so I will not be shooting at all behind.
More boars are passing now from several directions, but so far away that the trees are too close for him to shoot. This Überläufer doesn't offer a decent shooting chance either. But now a frischling arrives at a closer range. Jean is happy with his good start and instantly reloads the magazine. Notice how narrow a window Jean has for shooting.
There's a big discussion at the moment in Europe, especially in Germany, about lead-free bullets and whether to implement a law that only lead-free bullets are to be used, and it's a big discussion, big political discussion. For this hunt, I'm going to use a lead-free bullet. It is made by Hornady. I've heard many good things about it, and I'm excited to see how it will react and how the animals will react to it. It is lighter than normal lead bullets, which means it will fly faster. At the same time, it's less of a kick because it's lighter and it needs less power. So I like not having too much kick because it will make me flinch less, and at the same time my barrel won't be jumping so much. So less weight and a faster bullet is already something I like. But now we need to see how it reacts when it hits the animal. And I think the most important thing is that if we are going to use different bullets or if we're going to test different things, the main importance is that it should not be done in a way that the animals are suffering because of it. So if I feel that these bullets are not killing properly, then I will change immediately. But I've heard a lot of good things about this particular bullet, so I'm interested to see how it will react. The precision has been very good. We've been doing some target shooting with it, and that looks absolutely fine.
At Jean's place, more wild boars are approaching. Jean must shoot before they reach the no-shooting zone marked by red paint on the trees. Jean does a perfect job. The last boar is dropped right according to the book and drops a few meters in front of the forbidden zone. Way to go. At Jens's post, things are quiet. He has a nice view and a free line of fire, as well as a hillside to catch the bullets. But unfortunately, the boars come trotting far away, where the trees and the safety considerations prevent him from shooting. But Jens waits patiently. Sooner or later, he'll get his chance.
I have Franz-Albrecht up here, so I cannot shoot in this direction.
The beater are coming.
What a ball coming through us. Just a big bunch of muscles, and I'm happy sitting behind these if it's getting too close. This was a good start on the hunt this year, my first day wild boar hunting, and I just shot a very nice kiter. To be so lucky the first day of the season is fantastic.
The second it's made, I think. The last one. Group of females on our right and one single male came straight for us. I had quite a nice gap in between the trees, and I just followed through with my sight from the middle of the boar to the front and slowly squeezed the trigger.
In many ways, shooting running game with a rifle is similar to shooting with a shotgun. Notice how Franz-Albrecht shoulders his rifle while he's obscured from the boar by the foliage in front of him. First, you find the aiming line and follow this before you swing an appropriate distance ahead of the animal and fire. In this case, the shot must be fired as the red dot is about 60 centimeters in front of the place where Franz-Albrecht wants to hit the boar. By doing this, you compensate for the distance which the boar travels while the bullet flies towards it. In other words, the proper lead ensures that the boar runs into the bullet. The proper amount of lead varies with the distance to the target, as well as the boar's speed and angle towards the hunter.
I can hear the beaters in the background getting closer now. So now I can really only shoot straight ahead of us, into the ground. I don't want to be doing any more flat shooting. No.
Oh, Friesling. Ready? It went over to Jean. He will get a good chance.
When the angle is acute and the target is moving fast downhill, as here, it becomes a very challenging shot, where even the best marksman can make an error of judgment. But Jean did a perfect job.
Just got the Frischling. Was coming full speed. I enjoyed this moment. I'm keen on driven hands. I enjoy every single moment of the driven hands. Prepare my staff to go to the hand, to meet my friends, to speak about nothing else, about just hunting, and to be here in the forest waiting for the ball. A pleasure.
Franz unloads his rifle as the drive is over.
Yes, it's over.
A beautiful drive to start the season with. We saw many boar, most of them too far away. But we got a very nice Kyla as the first boar and couldn't be happier. Very excited to start the new season. The drive's over,
Yes.
but I'm just going to load the gun again while we approach the big boar, because you never know.
Now it shall be exciting to get down to the dead Kyler and have a closer look. The Romanian wild boars can become very large. There are examples of Kylers weighing up to 300 kilos and having tusks to match. The average weight of a Kyler, however, is somewhere between 150 and 200 kilos.
I told you we have good Kyla.
Very
Congrats.
nice. Thank you very much, Eddie.
Congratulations.
You really helped me with telling me it's a Kyla. I couldn't have done it without you.
No way. No way. But it's a good Kyla.
Very nice.
Nice one.
As the very experienced wild boar hunter he is, Franz-Albrecht quickly inspects the dead boar.
Very thick, long bottom teeth. The top ones have been worn off, but they're also very wide. Very nice Kyla. No better start to a new season than this.
The beaters have arrived and are curious to see what the result of their efforts have been. Until now, they only know that a number of shots have been fired, but nothing whatsoever of what actually has been bagged.
I think that's enough.
Okay.
Franz-Albrecht quickly has a few snapshots taken.
Let's go down and have a look.
Jens also started out with a well-placed shot, which resulted in a big Kyler. It is always a great pleasure for a hunter to get down to the bagged animal, and this experience is only getting better when you did this with a single well-placed shot, so the animal never heard the report of the rifle. When, like here, it is an old animal with a great trophy, the joy is obviously even greater. A moment like the one Jens is having right now is a dream for many hunters. We are in late October, and all the hunters have looked forward to this season's driven hunts. This mild autumn is a lovely time of year to be in the forest, with its many colors, and they enhance the intense experience to stand here and wait for wild boars to arrive. A large part of the foliage and a long period without rain has made the fallen leaves so dry that it's comparatively easy to hear approaching animals at a distance. The beautiful sunshine also makes it easier to see the game at a long distance.
That was good. I just shot 2 middle-aged Kylers. There were plenty of balls, plenty. I think 5 or 6 balls, and I could take 2 of them because I could identify them, and I was not sure about the other one. That's why I prefer to not shoot. But these 2 ones are good.
When reaching his post, Franz-Albrecht gets ready. Although the calendar says autumn, the weather is more like an Indian summer. This makes it a great advantage to wear several layers of clothing, so you can adapt to the conditions by removing or adding a layer or 2. On driven hunts for wild boars, you never know when the game will appear, so Franz-Albrecht first loads his rifle and checks the light intensity of his Aimpoint sight. Franz-Albrecht prefers to stand on flat ground in order to help him control his point of aim when swinging the rifle. If there are branches too close to the post which are obscuring the view or even reducing the field of shooting, they must be removed if possible. Already when Franz-Albrecht is getting ready, the roe deer are the first game to arrive. When the roe deer came running, the always alert Franz-Albrecht noticed a fox, which chose to stop in the wrong place. A little later, the first wild boar appears. Unfortunately, they are partly obscured by the foliage in front. But suddenly, quite another chance arises. As soon as Franz-Albrecht has made sure that the fox is dead, he quickly reloads the magazine, as the beaters are quite close now, and a wild boar can appear any moment now. Many Kylas wait until the very last moment to run from the line of beaters.
There's a second fox in the drive. The first one came straight up on the hill, and he stood still, which was perfect for me to pick up the sight and just follow into the fox from the bottom up and slowly pull the trigger. And the second one came running straight for us. And that was a follow-through shot, like with a shotgun. You just come from behind and follow through it. When you're in the front, I squeezed off the shot. But even with standing targets like the first shot, my gun is moving while I take the shot, because if I aim straight at it, my sight will move in all directions. But if I move vertically through the target and squeeze off the shot while I'm in the target, I can do a much more controlled shot. I know it sounds strange, but that's the way it is.
Thank you very much, Adrian.
Welcome.